Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Siddharth Naya. You're watching That Car Guy. Today we have something really special. This is the 2008 BMW 530D Highline, codenamed the E60 generation. This was known as one of the most ultimate driving machines of its time. And today we're going to take an in-depth, detailed look into this car. We're going to share its features, its quirks, and what really made this car so special. Now let's start off with the exterior design. This is, in my opinion, a very timeless classic BMW design, designed by Chris Bangle in 2006 or 7, not sure. But this brought forward a whole new design language for BMW. Their cars were totally different, and this was a big leap forward. And most of the people did not take to this car immediately because they found it ugly, but in my eyes, this is really beautiful. And the headlights over here, these are really special. These got the angel headlights, the dual angel rings or angel eyes as they were known back in the day. This was BMW's LED signature. And the headlight design, there's a LED strip over here which is in orange, and I'm going to show it to you what it looks like at night. It was a very beautiful headlight design back in the day. This is really something which makes this car stand out from the rest. And this being the Highline trim, we have a infrared camera over here. Yes, this car had an infrared camera back in 2008. That was pretty futuristic. And coming to the side, in the Highline variant, this car got 18-inch alloy wheels. Yes, back in 2008, 18-inch alloy wheels were a big upgrade. Normally you used to get 16 or 17 inches. Now this is really big. The tire size is 245 40 R18s, ZR18s, and this design of alloy is really nice. It's big, there's big spokes, a very muscular design, and it fits this car because the whole design language of this car is very angular, very sharp. So this wheel design does do justice for the whole car. And to the back, this was the most controversial area, known as the bangle butts. Most of the cars had this unique line where the boot and the tail light and the fender met. This People did not like this very much. Again, I am a big fan, and the tail lights also are very beautiful. They have these three LED strips. You have the indicator on top, and the boot is huge. I don't know what the capacity is, but just check that out. That is a huge boot. Four bags easily, four big luggage bags. There's a lot of space inside the boot. And over here we have what seems to be the first aid kit. Oh yeah, first aid kit and the warning triangle. And overall the exterior design is very good looking. The windows have been tinted black, and that just adds to the mafia effect of this car. I mean, the Russian mafia has a lot of M5s from the similar generation. Yes, you do get hydraulic struts, and they do work. They still work. It's a big plus. And this is it. This is the inline six-cylinder turbo diesel by BMW, which makes around 245 bhp. Not sure, but close to 245. It was a very powerful engine for its time, and even today, this car just moves with authority on the road. It just shoves you back into the seat and it goes. Now, driving the E60 530D, well, it takes you back to a whole different era of BMW. Like, this was the time when BMWs were really known as the ultimate driving machine. Oh yes, that tagline was so perfect, especially for this car. The way this handles, even for, this is a pedestrian 530D, this is not an M5 or not even an M550. No, this is just a diesel 5 Series, and the amount of excitement you can have with this car, like the way this leans into a corner, the way the car hugs you tight every time you push it, and the acceleration, the way it pushes you into the seat. It is theatrical, it has a lot of drama, and it is very rewarding. As an enthusiast who's behind the wheel, It is very, very rewarding, and it brings a smile to your face every time you take it out for a small spin. Now, the E60 was made from 2006 all the way till 2010, early 2010, and it had a life cycle impulse somewhere around 2008. Now, this car is the LCI facelift version. Well, basically, it had changes to the bumpers and some of the interior bits, but nothing quite big or mechanical. The engines were the same, and this car had a wide variety of engines, starting from a 2-liter diesel, a 2-liter petrol, the there was a 525, there was a 530. Both of those were inline sixes, diesels and petrols. And the ones which we didn't get in India was the 540 V8, the 550 V8, and of course the M5. So now we're inside the BMW 5 Series, and this is a very German-esque, very in-your-face, brutal German design. And this had a lot of controversy, especially regarding the new iDrive system, which came out in this generation of cars, like the 7 Series and the 5 Series were the first ones to debut this. And people were all up in arms and they hated it because they found it too complicated. But now, this is not that bad. And this is the screen right here, and it's neatly integrated. It was controlled by this wheel over here, and I'm going to show you in detail what all the features are basically. Let's start off with the key. This was the key back in 2008, a very basic BMW key, but in this car you have to put it into a dedicated slot like that, and put your foot on the brake and press the engine start stop, and she comes to life. Now this is the interior dashboard layout, a very wide dashboard. It's very wide. This car is very wide in general, so hence the big dashboard. And I really like the placement of the AC vents, the climate controls, the screen is very neatly integrated. Up until this time, the cars which had multimedia screens were not so neatly integrated. I remember having a, what was it, a W211 Mercedes E-Class, and those screens were just stuck on and it was not this neatly integrated. And I was very mind blowing at the time. And the color combination again for this car is really nice. It has this tan, not tan actually, it's actually a tobacco interior. It's a darker brown with the black, and the black and brown is really, really classy. I'm a big fan of this color combination. Most of the cars in India were sold with the beige interior. It was horrible. It was a beige explosion, beige everywhere. But this brown is really nice, and it's very classy. Like, I like the door design. This is the LCI, so this is the facelifted 5 Series. So how would you know which is the facelifted 5 Series? Well, basically the door cards are a big giveaway. The older ones had a different design for the doors, the door pads. Now you can see the power window switches integrated here into the armrest. So that was the new design for the facelift. The older ones had a slightly different design. Even on this side, you can see this portion had another portion like this for the older versions. But this is a very clean design. You have speakers over here for your entertainment, and you have this wood grain, which is really nice. It's held up all of these years without much flaws. It has its gloss, its shine. This car is very low run, by the way. It has only done 57,000 kilometers, so not that much run. And I like these old BMW dials again. This harks back to a time when things were much simpler, much neat, much more classic. But the main highlight in this interior was this iDrive system, and let me show you how it works briefly, if you spend because I can spend hours and hours teaching you what each and every function does. Basically, it has 4 directions. Up is for communication, down is for entertainment, OBC is basically the onboard computer, your trip information, and over to the left is your climate. And let's just go to entertainment. So if you go to entertainment, you get CD, FM, aux. Even this car has a TV tuner card. So if you're from India, you could get satellite TV. That is just one channel. That is Doordarshan. You could watch Doordarshan on this screen, but I don't recommend it. It is really bad when it comes to picture quality. And all of the switch gears, I mean, the hazards, there's the locks. Every button has a very nice weighted a very quality purpose built feel. I mean, all of these buttons, all of these dials especially, have that weight, that air of quality to them. And this is something I really like. You see these buttons, these are presets for the radio, but these are feather touch buttons. I can just swipe over and you can see, I can't show you this. You see that options are moving from one by one. I'm just doing this. These are feather touch buttons. I don't know what exactly this technology is called. I can just swipe and it will swipe. I don't have to actually press the button to see what that button does. Like, without pressing one, I know one is 107, and without pressing two, I know two is a DVD drive shortcut. And see, it is just like a quick peek before actually committing to a button to know what that button does. That is a pretty good feature. And believe it or not, the Rolls Royce Phantom, the newest Phantom, still uses this. That is pretty nice. And yeah, this car also had a DVD slot, so you could watch DVD movies like Die Hard and all. But no one has DVDs anymore. But if you had it, you could watch it. And coming down, we had the most futuristic gear lever stick ever. This is such a beautiful design. I mean, it almost had like a screen over here, and it had lights and illumination. And that was back in 2008, a mind blowing feature. I remember falling in love with the design of this. And there's a BMW sticker over here. It's not OEM, but again, this is one solid piece of metal and just quality everywhere. And over to the sunroof, you have a huge sunroof, huge for the time. This is no panoramic sunroof, but a decent-ish sunroof. It gets the job done. So now we are in the back seat of the Beamer, and there's no lack of space. I mean, the width, I'm not even coming close to the end of the seat. It's really wide. But what shocks me is this. Knee room is actually not that good. It's really bad actually. Compared to the E classes and the Audi A6s of the time, the back seats were a little bit cramped. That's strange because this has such a big boot. So BMW could have just scooped out some more area in the back and had a smaller boot. And you do get a big armrest over here. It's pretty nice. You have cup holders. Voila. And you get some storage over here. That's also pretty good. And these seats can be reclined, so you can access stuff in the boot via this armrest space over here. And the door pads and all, very classy, all soft touch material. Every touch point in this car is good. Like this, that is solid metal. That's pretty nice. And the leathers and all feel really nice. This car still has that leather smell. I love it. And the wood grain, again, it's here. You do get sunshades, but manual. Now, maintaining such an old car is going to be expensive. It is not going to be like brand new BMWs. There are no warranties. You are the warranty. And if something goes wrong, well, it's going to hurt your wallet quite a bit. Just for example, this car needed a new battery, which costed almost around 40,000 Indian rupees. And if you're watching from outside India, do the conversion, and that is a pretty expensive battery. So that was the battery, and the normal servicing and all, just keep up to date with it. Like, do it on the correct intervals or do it before intervals. Like, the car asks to be serviced every 15,000 kilometers. That's what BMW says. I make it a point to do it every 6 or 7,000 kilometers, just because it's such an old car. This car hasn't run much. It has only done 57,000 kilometers. That's not much for this car. But like I said, this is maintained well, and touch wood. This wood, yeah, this wood. Nothing goes wrong. If you are interested in getting one for yourself, do keep in mind the service history. Buy a car which has at least a decent amount of service history, and you should be fine. These cars are crazy when it comes to price. You can find them at each end of the spectrum. Like, there are really cheap ones, there are really expensive ones. Stay away from the cheap ones, because there's nothing more expensive than a cheap BMW. Get yourself a decent one which has been looked after very well, and just keep up with the maintenance, and you should be golden. People are scared to touch these cars. I mean, these generation of BMWs, they are known for their faults. There are many, There are many. Just Google BMW of this era, and the first thing comes with common problems. So they are a bag of bolts, which it can go wrong really bad. So I won't advise buying this unless you are a proper enthusiast and you are willing to live with this, because the rewards, well, the rewards are just fun. So guys, that was it. That was the BMW 5 Series review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please let us know what you think. Write in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video with your friends and family. And if you're new here, do consider subscribing. So guys, that's it. We'll catch you pretty soon with another video. Till then, goodbye, stay safe, and God bless.